Do not send my husband a letter. I'll look into the camera ever again.
Honestly.
It's a no.
Honestly. Yeah.
It's a no.
Don't need a letter. You could
feel free to treasure it in your heart, or you could just give it back to God and call it a day.
So what are you drinking today?
I'm drinking a matcha just to match my shirt.
Ooh.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Listen, if you live in the Twin Cities and you are not having your coffee, I did. I actually looked at the camera. I've never done this before in my life.
Commercial moment.
But I just want you to know, Happy Monday is where it's at.
This is not paid advertising. This is just honest.
What's your drink at Happy Monday?
This is something that everybody should get. And I feel bad for those that don't. But what I do is I get a shot of espresso. Sometimes, well, it's always a double shot, just because that's how it comes. But sometimes I get a quad. Sometimes. Okay. And I get butterscotch. They make homemade butterscotch. Insane.
Big butterscotch guy.
Which I don't like butterscotch.
I've never known this about you until Happy Monday. I don't like
butterscotch. Yeah, Happy Monday has now made me love butterscotch. So I get butterscotch in a quad shot over ice, and then I get some cream, and it is so good. Grandma's house.
Delicious.
Amazing.
Never had a drink I don't like.
Honestly, they have seasonal drinks. Incredible.
I just do a honey matcha. It's my go-to.
Yeah, you
Best matcha I've ever had.
It's actually
doesn't taste like grass.
All other matchas for you.
Yeah, it's true. Okay.
It's becoming inconvenient because then we always have to go to Happy Monday.
It's true. Got to go out of the way.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
Yeah. But we're talking about marriage today. We're talking about boundaries.
Boundaries in marriage.
Boundaries in marriage.
I think usually we just talk about boundaries before marriage, but boundaries within marriage is the topic today. And what type of boundaries are helpful as it specifically relates to people of the opposite gender and what those relationships look like once you are in a committed relationship, once you're in covenant with someone.
That's right.
And I think it's something to really be thought about, whether you're in a dating relationship, maybe you're single and you hope to be married someday. Maybe you're married. Maybe you've been married for 25 years. And these are things you maybe haven't thought about. It's worth it to actually have these conversations with your spouse to determine what are the boundaries that we want to set up in our marriage.
Yep.
And it isn't one size fits all. So I just want to put whatever disclaimer we need to put out there. Don't come at us if that hasn't worked for you. But we are going to just share boundaries that we have chosen.
Yes.
And the fruit that's been bearing in our marriage.
Yeah.
How long have we been married?
We've been married 16 years.
I thought it was 17.
It's for sure. It's 17.
18.
Honestly, it is a long...
It's been a time.
It's been a time. It's been 17 years.
Have you loved our marriage? Or
I actually have. One of the things I want to say on this topic of boundaries that I think is important is we can make boundaries out of fear. We can make boundaries out of anxiety or lack of trust.
Yeah.
Or we can make boundaries just because we're protecting that which is most important.
That's right.
And that which is treasured. And when I look at our marriage, I've never felt like, oh, these boundaries are set because there's fear or anxiousness or worry or, man, if I don't set this boundary, then what could you do? Or if you don't set this boundary, then what could I do? It's more so like man, we want to protect that which is treasured.
Yes.
And I treasure our relationship. I treasure our covenant. I treasure our connection. And because of that, we get to set up boundaries because we value that.
Yes.
And so
you protect that which you treasure, and it's so worth it. It's so important because what you don't have, what you're not protecting, you must not treasure in the same way. So I think we should just process through.
Yeah.
What are some of those things that we have set up that have been helpful for us?
Yeah.
And again, we didn't set them up because there was a problem. We set them up before there was a problem because we know we're not above there ever being a problem.
Yeah, it's important to have the humility of going, I am capable of anything.
Yes.
And there is wisdom in going, I want to actually set up boundaries with the right set of circumstances, with the right set of this, right set of that. there can be so much temptation that can come and hit a marriage that can destroy a marriage. And it's just like, it's not even worth it. We can just set some boundaries. So let's talk about boundaries, digital boundaries, social media. Like for an example, you have all my passwords on my phone.
Oh, and you have mine.
100%.
Yeah, two.
So we have each other's
passcode, passwords to everything. We don't have any accounts or email accounts or phone numbers. I don't know that the other one doesn't know about.
I think actually for years we've had it where you add a contact on your phone and then it automatically like shows up in my contacts.
That was for the first probably 10 years on it, but by accident. It was really annoying.
So annoying.
Don't recommend that.
Yeah. Don't do that. That's not a boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't DM people of the opposite gender.
No. Not like sending reels.
Or if there is some type of communication, we're tying the other person in.
Yeah.
Or we're showing each other, hey, I messaged this person and wanted you to be in the loop.
This is the context of why,
or this person messaged me.
Yeah.
This person DM'd me.
Yep. I'm not going to respond. Thinking I wouldn't respond. What do you think? That actually, I think that's a helpful one of when either of us get a DM that is, oh, that's a little bit odd, or why is that person reaching out to me and not to Josh, or even like phishing
why is
DMs.
That guy messaging you?
Exactly.
Specifically, if it's the same gender, usually that's not.
Then that's fine. Yep. But why is a guy messaging me? Why is a girl messaging you? Whether it's someone that maybe knows us in our context, or someone maybe it's like more of a phishing DM. We'll just be like, hey, I got this DM. Do you think that's weird? Did I think that's weird? And we decide together if there's a response or not. Yep. And if there's a response, what kind of response? And it's not this like heavy-handed accountability thing. It's more like we're so connected and relational and keeping each other up to date on what's going on in our lives.
Yes.
It's not this sit down of like, okay, let's work through our DMs. I'm going to show you every DM that a guy has sent me this week. And we're going to decide. It's not like that. It's just kind of on the go. Like, oh, what do you think about that?
Right.
Because there's nothing to hide. Or because it could be easy to just go, I just won't say anything about it because I don't need to, because it's not a big deal because I'm not even responding. Right. Or it's not a big deal. I responded. It's all platonic. No problem. Instead, we just share about everything.
Yes. And one of the things that we've put into practice specifically with digital communication is we tie our spouse in communication.
Yeah.
So that's something where if I'm needing to message like a female colleague, it's
for the most part,
there is a 3-person conversation digitally, because there's value in even work relationships we have the luxury of working together.
We work together. That's very unique. Yeah.
But even with friendships, it's like, I'm not messaging your friends unless it's like a surprise birthday party or something like that. But there would be communication that's happening in a group text, including you. Or if somebody reaches out to me, let's say that there is a woman that reaches out to me and they don't have that boundary. And so they're just reaching out. And it's innocent. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing inappropriate.
Right.
I'll actually just communicate like, hey, I'm going to open up a new thread, because we always have like a boundary of not privately communicating digitally, with the opposite gender. Yep. And I'll copy and paste that first message, and we get to be in that conversation together, and that's no problem.
Absolutely. Let's talk about work relationships, work boundaries. And it is different in different contexts. We work for a church. And so we are in that type of context, and we both work here. Some of the boundaries that we have set in our context to be above reproach, staying away from any appearance of evil. We never want to come out of a closed door meeting with a one-on-one member of the opposite gender where people are like, oh, how long were they in there? Or leaving anything to the imagination. So we have really strong boundaries in that area. If we need to do a one-on-one, which does for sure happen, we do one-on-one meetings with opposite gender. We either have the door open or we're in a room where there's glass, where you're able to see in. Sometimes you can't have an open door meeting.
Right.
because it's private information. So we just try to make sure we're in a room that is you can see in and out of, where there's just the built-in accountability and there's nothing that's hidden.
Yes.
We don't ride in vehicles with people of the opposite gender. Man, I'm thinking of one situation where, this was a long time ago, but we were in a bind and I had to get to the base and you had already left and we were down to one vehicle, and one of our single gentlemen on staff, I was like, I need to ride with you. But we were just laughing the whole way because we're just like, this is hilarious, because we know that this is like crossing a boundary of what we've set up for our staff.
I'm in the loop.
And you're in the loop and it's like so fine. But it's just like, we don't do that. And it could seem really silly, but it's like, we wouldn't recommend a lunch meeting with a member of the opposite gender when you are married. Now, if you're both single, you enjoy that lunch and you feel free to stay at that lunch, go to another lunch after that. And that's great. We're solely talking about within the context of marriage.
Yes.
If you are single, you can have boundaries with married people of the opposite gender. And that is a way to honor their covenant. Even if that couple doesn't have those boundaries where they're fine with opposite gender texting you or one-on-one or whatever. You as a single person can say, I'm not good with that. So I am going to loop both of the members of that couple into the conversation because I treasure your covenant.
And that can happen in community.
Yes.
Like in church community and friendship and things like that.
Absolutely.
With work, I think it's an interesting thing to actually be able to go, yes, there's times where you are going to have to be in a business context with the opposite gender, and that's completely normal. But where things go sideways is when you start going underneath the surface.
Exactly.
And you're starting to get into...
We're working on a project together every day. We are having all this overlap, and it is the two of us.
And we're going through something together.
Exactly.
Right? So you're like scaling a mountain together.
Yeah.
And there's that shared experience. If you're on a journey like that, what you don't do is go, hey, how are you really doing?
Yes.
You don't start unlocking other parts of the soul. You're already tackling something together. Yes. You don't need to go, hey, how's your relationship with your spouse?
No.
How are you doing with stress? How are you doing as a parent? How are you doing? You don't even really need to be in the loop on how they're doing.
You don't need to know.
You just get to charge and tackle what's before you.
Keep it about work.
Yes.
And talk about your spouse often.
And there doesn't need to be even enjoying humor, things like that. It's kind of like, no, you don't share memes with each other. No, you don't think, you don't share things like, hey, I saw this and thought of you.
No. Because it just opens doors. And it seems innocent and small and insignificant and like no big deal. But that is how everything starts.
Right.
And so, man, I can't emphasize that enough.
One of the things within church contexts that can be a slippery slope is the prophetic. Hey, I had a dream about you. Or hey, I got this word for you.
Hard pass.
Or hey, I've been praying for you.
No, you haven't. You haven't.
You shouldn't.
Stop it. That's the end of the episode. Honestly, I have nothing else to say.
Honestly, a healthy boundary of like,
we had pray. Someone listen to me. I mean, you've had someone write you borderline love letter vibes.
Kind of, it has that vibe to it, yeah.
Pastor Josh, and just this beautiful handwritten letter about this dream and this prophetic word over your life. And it's all platonic in nature. Like,
yeah, totally. It's not innocent.
It's innocent, but it is like so inappropriate. Do not send my husband a letter. I'll look into the camera ever again. It's a no.
Honestly, yeah.
It's a no.
Don't need a letter, but you could
feel free to treasure it in your heart, or you could just give it back to God and call it a day.
Or you could just send a letter to Josh and Katie. Like, hey, Josh and Katie.
Sure.
I was sensing this for you as a couple.
Sure. Or this part for Josh, this part for Katie. God bless.
But even those that have sent that, or like if there's been that scenario, there's so much innocence in it where it's just like, but we do need to.
But you're crossing a boundary.
There's a boundary that's getting crossed, and that has to be named. Mm-hmm. Like, even if it's anonymous, don't.
Nah.
Where do we go?
Things that you would think are just obvious, but maybe aren't always. Okay, so going back to talking about work relationships, and then I think we could talk about friendships.
Yeah.
You're staying late in the office, let's say. There's only one person left in the office beside you. They're of the opposite gender as you. I would just pack up my stuff and head out and not just stay working. It's just like, hey, I'm going to take my work on the road just to keep that boundary.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wise. Go work at a coffee shop.
You're traveling. You're on a business trip. Mm-hmm. Listen to me. Okay. We care about this because we have seen people who have never set out to have an affair or be unfaithful to their spouse or get caught up in addiction or whatever else.
Right.
That are so pure of heart, that love Jesus, that love their spouse.
Yes.
But because these boundaries aren't in place, they have stumbled and they have hurt the person they love the most.
Right.
So it could seem strict or stringent, but it is so important to do the preemptive work of setting boundaries.
Right. If you're a traveling business person, you actually get to make decisions as a couple around, hey, what are the boundaries when I'm on business trips and what does that look like? And that gets to be something that you don't just make a decision for yourself. You actually get to make decisions as a couple.
What are you comfortable with?
What are you comfortable with? What do you feel is appropriate? What's my curfew? What happens after business meetings are over?
Yeah, but how would you feel if I told you what your curfew is? Aren't you an independent man?
Oh, my.
Your wife is going to tell you what to do?
Yeah, the question is, okay, how do you think that you have a say in giving me a curfew as my wife?
How dare I?
How dare you think, no, absolutely you get to set my curfew. You can set my curfew whenever you want to.
Okay.
Because I'm not my own.
That's right.
And
yes. And vice versa.
And vice versa. So if I'm like, hey, if you're going to be in whatever city, it's like, hey, I'm going to be calling you at 10 because that's your curfew because that's when I'm going to bed and we're going to be talking on the phone because we don't go to bed without talking on the phone and debriefing our day anyways.
Can't imagine not.
We have to understand the greatest boundary that can be set out of all. We can talk about digital boundaries. We can talk about work boundaries to protect our marriage. The greatest boundary you can set is not even a boundary. It's just connection.
That's right.
The greatest thing that you can actually protect your relationship with, your marriage covenant with, the protection of all protections is actually just connection.
Yeah.
If I'm texting you, if I'm calling you, if I'm checking in with you, there's not even time for connection with somebody else that's not my spouse.
That's right. Majoring in what you are going to do versus what you're going to abstain from.
That's right.
It's totally both. So business trips, you're not meeting, you and your coworker, opposite gender, are the only ones going on this trip.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not riding to the airport with you.
No.
I'm not walking through security with you. I'll see you at the gate, and I booked a seat not next to you. My hotel room is not next to your hotel room.
Yeah, we have different rental cars.
We're not doing all of our meals together. We are not buddies doing this trip together.
And then the boss is going, hey, no, we need to save funds. Blah,
no,
blah,
sorry.
Blah. Hey, so sorry. What's more important to me is protecting my relationship with my wife, just a boundary we've set in our relationship. And I know that you want for me to have a healthy soul, healthy life so that I can be the best employee for you. And this is just a boundary that's actually going to protect that.
Yep.
And I know that you want me to be the best.
It makes me think of Billy Graham. He held this standard in this area. From my understanding, he never traveled alone. He always had somebody with him. He wasn't even willing to be in an elevator alone with a woman.
Yeah, that's right.
So he always had someone with him.
Yes.
And he finished well.
He finished well.
And someone could go, that is ridiculous. And I'm like,
that is so prude. That's so religious. That's so this. No, it's just.
He protected his covenant.
He protected his covenant and protected his call.
Okay, so friendships. We talked about work. Let's talk about friendships.
Yeah. I mean, there's two different types of friendships, right? There's the friendship where it's, let's say I have a friend, it's a female. And one of the things that I've seen play out actually in storylines of friendships is, hey, I had this close friend that's a girl, but then I got married.
Ooh.
So what does that relationship look like?
Goodbye.
And we just got a name like, yep, that's over.
That friendship cannot continue forward the way that it once was.
Correct.
No.
What interactions look like, what that relationship look like, there's not going to be the same connection, and that's going to have to die. And that's really one of those things that you said goodbye to at the altar. Sorry. Like, no, you're not going to have side relationships.
No.
Even if they're platonic, you're not going to have side relationships with the opposite gender.
No.
Period. Now, when it comes to couples relationships, that's a different scenario.
Or you know, that person maybe is still single and they become close with your spouse too. And there's someone, like, we have had so many friends that are single over the years that are close and connected to both of us.
Yes.
But never a female that's more closely connected to you than me, or a male that's more closely connected to me than you. That's a no.
Correct.
Yeah.
With whether they're single or they're couples, one of the things that we would recommend as a boundary is you're not having conversations about sexual things in mixed company.
Okay, so let's talk about joking first. Like sexual jokes, sexual innuendos in mixed company is a boundary breaker.
Right.
For us.
Yeah, we don't do that.
We would recommend.
We don't
as well.
Yeah, and the reason why I would not recommend that is because as you're talking about, even if it's joking, as you're talking about sexual topics within that mixed company, it now is in like, that's triggering things in your brain. So now you're thinking about sexual things. It's so easy to go right into thinking about the people that are in the room. Or maybe there's sexual joking that's happening about a person in the room. Now, every person in the room, or the men in the room at least for sure, are going to be having that idea.
Picturing that
in their mind about that person, about that woman, about that man. It's just not
helpful.
It's not helpful.
It brings the bar down, where like the barrier to entry into more conversation about that, more interest in that, things that just stick in the mind. It's just like, man, there's no point. Well, one, there shouldn't be coarse joking in your life. That's a whole different conversation. But I think we've just seen this lower that bar and create open doors.
Yeah.
Even, okay, what do you think about sharing about your sex life with friends?
Yeah. I can't think of any scenario where it's helpful to talk about my spouse or have you talk about your spouse with my friends sexually.
In detail. Okay, let's think of like accountability. We're really struggling in our sex life, and I'm bringing the guys in on kind of what's going on. There is a reality of it's helpful to be able to share like, hey, we are navigating this, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's
and
good
we want to be open, and we want to be accountable, and we want support. So that is good. But where do you think it crosses a line?
I think it crosses the line when you're talking about your spouse. Anything that would actually be an image that would lock in that your friend's mind about your spouse.
Yes.
Where they can visualize a sexual thing happening.
Yes.
Whatever it is, where your spouse could be sexualized.
Yes.
Or have an image playing out in their mind.
You don't want to put your spouse into another person's mind sexually.
Sure,
no, thank you.
I think it's helpful to say it that way.
It is.
You don't want your spouse in your friend's mind.
No.
Sexually.
Period.
I think that one of the other things that I would recommend with couples with mixed company is not consuming sexual content either. Which again should be obvious, but I think that it's like you're watching a movie as a group of friends and there's a sex scene or there's something inappropriate
that pops up,
there's somebody that has the remote and they're fast forwarding. There's like you're not sitting in that room and watching something that's sexual together because it's introducing, now everybody's thinking in the room. There's just, I don't even know what to say about that. It's just seems obvious.
Let's talk about porn and marriage, using porn in the bedroom to help with your own sex life.
It is super common. And what I would say is I don't think that we need demonized sexual perversion to inform covenantal sexual connection.
That's right.
I don't want to welcome objectification into our bedroom.
But it's so helpful because we both get so turned on as we watch it. And then we have like the best sex of our life.
The goal of intimacy, like sexual connection, is not getting turned on. It's not having the best sex of your life. It's actually communicating love and affection and being connected. And the first intimate relationship that is priority is actually the Lord. I'm not willing to sear my conscience and sear the conscience of my spouse with perversion and pornographic content that would actually welcome other people into our bedroom. As believers, this is like a big no. Like pornography, privately, it's a big no. Personally, big no. As a couple, no.
You don't let it into your home.
You don't let it into your home. And it's destructive. And study after study after study speaks about pornography. And it's just like, it isn't helpful. If that's been helpful for you in the past, if you've done that as a couple, I just want to like challenge that to be brought to the Lord. Go, Lord, what do you think? And Lord, if you were in this marriage, is this something that you would do in the bedroom with your spouse?
Yeah.
And I'm 100 out of 100 times, Jesus would not be watching porn with his spouse.
Yeah.
It honestly, I think the question just makes me sad. Boundaries around our covenant is top priority because our covenant is top priority.
That's right.
And as we look to the future as couples, no matter what our story was in the past, today we actually get to step in to having connection around boundaries. And it's really important to go, hey, this matters to us for our relationship so that we can grow old and love each other and not have to go through whatever comes through infidelity for the sake of our kids.
Yeah.
Before the Lord. Let's protect this thing.
Yeah.
Let's set up boundaries and let's be holy as a couple.
Yeah.
I want to protect Katie. I want Katie to protect me. We're set apart. We're unique. We're distinguished.
Yeah.
There's nobody that gets into this thing.
Okay. So as we even like close the conversation, I'm thinking about anyone who's listening going, oh my word, me and my spouse have not set boundaries. Or one of us has been resistant to some of these boundaries. Maybe it's like, hey, what's your passcode? Or why don't I have your passwords? And it's like, there's a resistance to, you don't need my passcode. And it's important that we actually have autonomy and privacy and that we're independent in these areas. And that would be really controlling if you had access to my phone or whatever else. Those are oftentimes the excuses that come up. If you're listening to this going, man, that's my situation, I just want to say, one, have so much empathy for that position. Really want to encourage you to sit down with your spouse and have a conversation about boundaries.
Yes.
You don't have to take all of ours. You can, anything in between, but at least this can get your wheels turning about what's important to you.
Yes.
And you guys could have a really good conversation about it.
And it gets to be a conversation. I just want to encourage this because this is something that, I want to encourage you to send this clip to your spouse and go, hey, let's connect around boundaries because this is important to both of us.
Yes.
And it gets to be, we're sitting at the same side of the table going, how can we protect our marriage?
Absolutely.
Let's do that together and figure that out together.
This isn't a heavy-handed, oh no thing.
Yep.
Unless there's something hidden.
That's right.
So you have nothing to hide if there's nothing to hide. There's nothing to be private about if there's nothing to hide. And so if you're talking to your spouse and they don't want you to have their passwords, or they don't want you to ask about their business trip, and when you ask questions, there's a defensiveness or like a why are you asking? There's zero defensiveness if there's nothing to hide.
That's right.
And so if you are being met with defensiveness and a guardedness of this is mine, I would really encourage you to get external help and support.
That's right.
Meet with marriage counselors, meet with marriage mentors, people that are older, wiser.
Yes.
And sit down together and navigate this. If you follow Jesus, and you have entered into covenant, what's yours is theirs, what's theirs is yours.
100%.
You belong to them.
Yes.
And they belong to you.
That's right.
You are no longer your own.
That's
right. If
right.
you wanted to be independent, if you wanted to be the only one that knows your passwords and the only one that dictates your life, one, you shouldn't have gotten married, and also probably two, you shouldn't follow Jesus. Because entering covenant with him means you're not your own too.
That's right.
So this is a two-prong approach of covenant with him, covenant with your spouse.
That's right.
Nothing hidden.
Nothing hidden. And I think that as couples, we get to lay out these boundaries, and these boundaries are good. Yes. These are not bad.
No.
These are good. And I want to encourage, if you're that spouse that is in that place navigating, oh, I'm hitting it up against walls and how do I navigate this? I just want to shout from the rooftops. Don't just roll over and go, it is what it is. They're private. No. You fight for true relationship. Mm-hmm. You fight for true connection. Mm-hmm. You fight to go, I want us to be unified. Mm-hmm. And don't just push it under the rug. Actually press. Yeah. Press for real health, real connection, healthy boundaries. Yes. Because it's going to bear fruit in the long run.
Without turning into a crazy person who's like, give me your phone. I'm going to, and it becomes this that would be so annoying to say the least.
Totally.
And that would make someone defensive in and of itself.
That's right.
And so navigating this in a really healthy, honoring way.
That's right.
You should pray. You should pray. I would love for you to pray.
Yeah. Lord, I thank you for all of the wives listening to this podcast. I ask that you would give them your shalom peace to carry a fierceness and a love and affection for their husbands, and that they would be protectors of connection between them and their husbands. And Lord, I ask the same for husbands, that you would give them conviction of protection, that they would protect their spouse, that they would protect their relationship. And God, I ask for those conversations, that they would be conversations of unity as they talk about boundaries amongst each other, that it would not be a defensive conversation, but it would actually be an invitational conversation for these couples. We bless them in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.